Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Now let's start with the lecture of Information Technology for Standard 11th IT. The chapter name is Database Management System. Introduction of Database Management System. Okay. Now today we are going to see the installation part of PSQL, how to install PostgreSQL. We are going to see it, the steps we are going to see. Okay. So let's start how to install PostgreSQL. We have already seen the steps in previous lecture, but today I'm going to show it to you how to install it. Okay, so just follow the step to install it. The very first step is to go in search engine, any search engine, okay, and type installation of PostgreSQL on Windows. Okay, just type installation of PostgreSQL on Windows. Got it? Now click on the first link, that is Windows installer. The first link is Windows installers. Click on the first link. It will show you the options: download the installer, right, and platform support. So you just need to click on the first link, that is download the installer. Just click on this. When you click on the link, it will open this page where you can find different versions and different platforms like Linux, Mac, Windows. So we are going to download the PostgreSQL database for Windows. Okay, so we will see it here for Windows, this one. Okay, and the version for this is 10.15. Today we are going to uh, select the version 13.1 for Windows. Okay, now see, the downloading of this version is started. You can see it here. It will take some time to install it, to download it. After downloading, just click on this. It will open this window. Okay, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? Yes. Now see, it is getting open. Now the setup part is started. Again, it will take some time. need to wait till the installation or till the initialization process is complete. Once the installation is completed, it will open this page for setup. Okay, so you just need to click on next. Okay, it will ask you for the location where you want to install this. So you can select your default drive or you can change it from here. Okay, if suppose I want to install this PSQL setup in some other folder, so I can install it in some other folder also. For example, here. Okay, now select. Okay, click on next. Okay, now it is asking for the new directory, so we will take the default one. Okay, we'll take the default one, that is C colon. On desktop. No, create a new folder here. Create a new folder, PSQL setup. Okay, select the folder. Now click on next. It's creating problem. So we will take the default drive, that is C colon program files PostgreSQL 13. Okay, we will take the default drive because it is not supporting in some other drive. Now next, it will ask you to select the components from here. Okay, you just need to click on next. Okay, again the data directory where you want to save your programs. Again next, it will ask you to enter the password. This password is very important. Whenever you try to log in into this PSQL, you require this password, so you just remember what password you are going to type here. Okay, for this PC I am going to type 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, now again for this, re-enter or retype the password 1 2 3 4 5 6. This is my password for this. Okay, now click on next. See, this is the default port number. You don't need to change it, you just need to click on next. Now what is the directory? It will ask you to select the directory. So the same directory you are going to use, that is the default local drive. Now click on next, next, and again click on next. Again it will take some time to install it. Now the actual installation process is started now. See, it started creating the directory in the selected drive, that is in C drive. Few more minutes to go. Now it is almost done. After finishing this, it will ask you to whether you want to install the stack builder or not. So you don't need to do anything with this. You just need to uncheck it and click on finish button. Okay, when you click on finish button, your installation process is completed now. Okay, now go in main menu and search for the PSQL. Now go in start menu and search for pgadmin. Okay, pgadmin. See, you get this. Just click on this. Now, before starting this pgadmin, it will ask you for the password which you have entered while creating or while installing the pgadmin. So you just need to write down the password here. Wait, it will ask you for the password. And the other way from where we have seen, that is from the shell. Okay, SQL PSQL shell. You just need to click on this. It will ask you for the server name. The default server name is localhost. Then it will ask you for the database name. The default database name is Postgres. Okay, and it will show you the port number, that is 5432, which is the default one. While installing the PSQL, we have entered 5432 only. So it will ask you for the port number. You don't need to enter anything, you just need to click enter. Okay, then it will ask you for the username. The default username is Postgres. You just need to press enter again. It will ask you for the password for user Postgres. What was the password we have entered while installing the PSQL? We have entered 123456, right? So you need to type it. When you type that password, it will not show it on the screen, but you just need to type the password and press enter. Okay, when you press enter, it will show you this page. Okay, you will get this page. This is the main page of PSQL. Okay, where you can see the default database name is Postgres. This is the default database name. That means you have successfully installed the PSQL and you have started it successfully. Okay, so here you need to start your you need to write your commands to create the database, to create the table, to insert the record. Okay, so the first command which we use is /l So when you write /l and when you press enter, it will show you all the databases which are created by default in the database Postgres. The first database name is Postgres, the second one is template 0 and template 1. These are the default databases. Okay, these three are the default databases. Now after that, the second step is to create a new database. How to create a new database? To create a new database, we require a command create database. After create database command, you need to write down the database name. Okay, for our example, I'm going to create a database with the name student, that is stud underscore db. Okay, this is my database name which I want to create. Okay, then enter semicolon and press enter. Now you will get a message after creating a database successfully. You will get this message, that is create database. This is the message which you will get after creating the database name as student database to database. You will get this message, that means you have successfully created a database. Okay, now again we are going to display the list of database, that is /l, and press enter. Now see, a new database is created with the name studDB. Okay, student DB, this is the new database which we have created by using create database command. So create database command is used to create a new database with the name, whatever name you are going to mention here, it will create the database with the same name. Got it? And /l command is used to display the list of database in the user. Now next one is to connect with the database, that is student database. How to connect with the database? To connect with the database, we require /c command. Okay, /c. Now after /c, you need to write down the database name studDB. This is the database name with which you want to connect, right? So /c studDB semicolon. Now see, you are now connected to database today as user Postgres. Now we have created the user Postgres, which is the by default username, right? So we have created one more database, that is studDB. Okay, student DB, this is the new database which we have created by using create database command. Now after that, we have connected with the database. Now see, here you can see the database name is Postgres, right? And after connecting with student database, we are going to see this student database as a database name. See here, see the changes. Here the database name was Postgres, now the database name is studDB. That means you are into this database, you are into student database now. Okay, so to connect with the database, you require a command /c. To display the list of the database, you require a command, that is /l. Okay, and to create a database, you require a command create database follow with the database name. Okay, so this is the way you can create a database, you can display the list of database, and you can connect with the database. These are the three commands which we have seen. First one is /l to display the list of databases in the user. The second command is create database command, which is used to create a new database in the user. Okay, and /c command is used to connect with the newly created database. Okay, so we have seen three commands and we have seen how to install the PSQL. Okay, after installation of PSQL, you need to go in start menu and search SQL shell or PSQL shell. Okay, so you will get it. After clicking on this, you will get the page where it will ask you for the server name, which is the by default server name which is the by default server name? Localhost, right? So localhost is the by default server name. You don't need to don't need to type anything here. You just need to press enter. After that, it will ask you for the database name. The default database name is Postgres, so you don't need to write anything here again. You just need to press enter. After pressing enter, it will ask you for the port number. The default port number is 5432. Okay, so you don't need to write it, you just need to press enter again. It will ask you for the username. The default username is Postgres. Okay, so again press enter after default database, then it will ask you for the password to user Postgres. Okay, whatever password you have set during the installation process, the same password you need to write here in password for user Postgres field. Okay, so if you write the same password, you, when you type the same password, it will not show that password here. You just need to type it and press enter. When you press enter, it will come with all the warnings and with the first line, that is Postgres here. Okay, till here it will display this line. After that, you can write your commands. Okay, this means you are into Postgres database. This is the default database name, that is Postgres, right? See here, the default database name is Postgres. So it will show the default database name here on the screen. So then after this, you can write the command, whatever command you want to type, you can write it here. The first command name is /l. /l is used to display the list of the database in user Postgres. Okay, then the second command is create database command, which is used to create a new database. Okay, so create database command is followed by a database name. So whatever database name you write, it will create a database with the same name. After you press enter, after semicolon, you press enter. When you press enter, it will show you this message, that is create database. When you get this message, that means you have successfully created a database with the name studentdb. Okay, so after this, let's check it again by using /l command. So /l command will show again the list of database. See here, there are only 3 databases in the list, but here there are 4 databases in the list because we have created a new database, that is student database. So it will add this database in the list again. Okay, then after this, the next command is /l. We are into Postgres database. Now I want to go into student database. So how to go or how to connect with the student database? To connect with the student database, we require a command /c. /c command is used to connect with the student database or with the database. Okay, so if I write /c followed by the student database name, so it will connect you with the student database. Now see here, you will get this message, you are now connected to database studentdb as user Postgres. Okay, when you get this message, that means you have successfully connected with the newly created database. Now see here students, previously we were getting this Postgres as a default database name. Now here, see, it is changed now. The default database name is changed and it will connect you with the student database, and then student database name is displaying here, right? So whatever command now you are going to type, you are going to work in the student database only. It will never affect the default database, that is Postgres database. I hope you have understood all the things. Okay, now we are going to stop here. In next lecture, we are going to see how to create a table and how to display the list of the tables in the PSQL commands. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, one more thing, how to exit from here, how to exit from it. Now /q command is used to exit from this shell. Okay, now /q and press enter. Okay, and again it will ask you to press enter. See, your exit from the window. Okay, now see in pgadmin, in pgadmin, when you start with the PG admin, it will ask you the same password which you have entered in the installation part. So 1 2 3 4 5 6, this is the password in our case. Okay, press OK. Now see, you have successfully press enter the password again. Okay, now you have successfully created and you have successfully logged in with this database. Now see, there are 4 databases. The default one is Postgres and second one is StudentDB. Okay, so these are two main databases. The default one is Postgres and second one is StudentDB. There is no data or there is no table in this StudentDB, so it is empty. Okay, now exit from it here. Just need to close the window. Okay, leave. Got it? So we are going to stop here. Thank you so much.